Hey, so a couple weeks ago I shared that we had experienced something pretty traumatic in our house, and so I just thought I would get on and share a little bit more about what we experienced and how we're handling it now, and some things that I'm doing to help me work through it. So, trigger warning, I'll put it right here. So on November 4th, I miscarried with our daughter at 16 weeks pregnant. It was an extremely traumatic experience as I was in a lot of pain leading up to this, and it just, there's a lot that goes into it that I'm just not going to go into necessarily, because I don't think that it is relevant or will help necessarily, but I miscarried and had our daughter here at our house. And so that resulted in me being rushed to the emergency room and therefore enduring a medical emergency, which resulted in me having a DNC, so a second trimester abortion, and a blood transfusion the next day because of the amount of blood that I lost. So I feel like child loss and child death is not talked about enough in general, and 1 in 4 women experience a miscarriage of some sort, typically in the first trimester, but that doesn't make it any better. And a lot of people have shared that with me, oh, well, the statistics show that 1 in 4 women are gonna have a miscarriage, and that doesn't help, but it is what it is. So anyway, I did want to share some of the things that have helped a little bit, as much as it can, with what I've been doing. So to start, I am going to weekly therapy. Here in Kalamazoo, it's Maternal Hope Counseling that I go to, and that has seemed to be helping. I'm open to it, and so I'm going. And within that process, I was recommended a book by my therapist called Unexpecting. So this is what I'm reading through right now, and it has a lot of different people's opinions or experiences written in it about what they went through and how they handled that. And the author is Rachel Lewis, and I'm only this far through. This is the beginning, this is what I've read, but this has also been helpful. I am highlighting, I'm writing through. Okay, anyway, this has been helpful. I'm highlighting things, I'm taking notes, I'm reading this leisurely, just as I feel drawn to it. Okay, the other thing that was recommended to me by a friend who also had a miscarriage is My Healing Journey, which is a journal that I just got off of Amazon, and it's a prompted journal, which means that it gives you prompts to respond to. So the beginning of it is has you insert all of the baby's information, what their initial due date was, and stuff like that. And then it just kind of has you provide prompts on what you've experienced, what you and your partner are going through, if you have any other children, what they're responding or how they're responding to it, and what you're doing to work through that. And then after a couple different prompts, it gives you the opportunity to write how you're feeling each week that passes. So I'm not following that to a T. So for example, week 1, I guess this would be week 1 postpartum. I started on 11 days after. And then my next input for this was 20 days after delivery. And so I'm just kind of using those weekly points to journal and stuff like that, just when it feels right. I've also used this to write down my questions that I had for my doctor, daily, just taking notes and writing things about how I feel. So I'm not really into journaling, but this has been something that, despite that, I'm finding helpfulness from this. Okay, and then the last thing that I feel has really been helpful to me, besides talking to David, talking to my friends and my family, and just kind of letting them know what we need right now, has been spinal energetics, which totally was not even on my radar as something that even existed, but I did have the opportunity to attend a free 30-minute session a couple weeks ago, and I really truly felt that was very beneficial. I posted my before and after of that situation a couple weeks ago, and I felt incredibly lighter after leaving that appointment, and so I am pursuing spinal energetics more consistently and just kind of leaning into that right now. So if you have experienced a loss, like, first off, I am so sorry. This pain is absolutely unbearable and not anything that I would ever wish on anybody. It has been just awful. It's been terrible. I don't really know how to explain it other than that, and we're just working through it day by day. But one thing that I can highly recommend is just to make sure that, like, your partner, like, is that person, like, they've got to be your person. David has been such a rock for me throughout this entire experience. Obviously, Vance has been incredible, and he doesn't know anything that's going on, I don't think, but, like, just having him be so happy and loving, and, like, it's just, they make it so much easier to get through each day and push through this. Again, if you've experienced this, I'm sorry. I don't really know what else to share, but I thought that talking about it and opening up a space for people to talk about it would be helpful or useful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to send messages and DM and just kind of, like, get into it, because I felt extremely alone throughout this process. And so having someone to talk through this and lay it all out there, I think is helpful. And if you need someone to be that for you, like, please, by all means, I will be that for you. So anyway, that's all.